Can one gesture last a lifetime? Most of us can't hold our arms up for even 10 minutes. This man did it for 40, and that, too, without any technology, machines or medicines to help him. This is Sadhu, Amar Bharati. He was an ordinary Indian clerk until 1973. That year, he did something extraordinary. He raised his right hand and took a vow to keep it raised forever. Since then, he has spent more than 42 years with his hand pointing towards the Himalayas. So why did he do this? What's so special about a hand raise for 40 long years? Join me as we unravel the tale of the man whose hand froze in time. Many of us are dreamers. We all have big dreams. Some want to travel the world. Some want to make their country proud, while others desire to live a simple life. But how many of these dreams come true? Very few. We may fail to achieve our goals due to a lack of time, money, or other resources. There are also times when our own bodies let us down. But what if all these barriers were overcome? What if there was someone who had all the time in the world but chose to spend it differently? Amar Bharati was such a man. Born on December 18, 1943, he lived a normal life until his late 20s. He worked as a clerk in a state government office and seemed happy with his job. However, something was missing. He felt emptiness inside. Despite being surrounded by people, he felt alone. At heart, he felt drawn towards spirituality, yet didn't know where to start. He wanted to break free from the shackles of material life, but couldn't find a way. It was only after he turned 30 that his life changed. In 1973, Amar Bharati gave up his job, his house, and everything else he owned. He left the hustle and bustle of city life behind and retreated to the serene foothills of the Himalayas. Here, amidst nature's grandeur, he shaved off his head and beard. He renounced his old life and transformed himself into a holy man. People started calling him Sadhu Amar Bharati, which means saintly Amar Bharati. Now, you might wonder, why did he become a holy man, or what made him give up everything? The answer lies within him, deep in his heart. Perhaps he was searching for something more profound, a deeper truth beyond the mundane. Why raise the hand? When Sadhu Amar Bharati made this gesture, he had no idea it would become the defining moment of his life. His hand, which was once just a part of his body, became a symbol of his faith. He did this in the hopes of connecting with Lord Shiva, the destroyer and ascetic, one of the most revered deities in Hinduism. For Shiva, who resides in the Himalaya, Sadhu Amar Bharati raised his hand as an offering, a silent prayer seeking Shiva's blessings. He said, "This hand is my offering to God." His hand became his link to the divine, a physical manifestation of his spiritual longing. He stood for hours each day, completely absorbed in meditation, his hand raised high in the air. As the sun rose and set, his hand remained steady, unwavering in its upward trajectory. He wasn't doing this for show or to impress anyone. He was doing it because he wanted to connect with himself, with his inner self, his true essence. Slowly, as days turned into months and months into years, his hand became stiff. It lost its natural flexibility, turning hard and lifeless. But he didn't care. He continued his routine, his eyes fixed on the snow-capped Himalayan peaks, as if he was reaching out to touch them. He believed that through this gesture, he was lifting not just his hand, but his soul. The pain, after 3 years of keeping his hand raised, Sadhu Amar Bharati experienced excruciating pain. The nerves in his arm atrophied and died. Blood flow to the limbs ceased, leading to the formation of clots. It became dark and shriveled, resembling a piece of dry wood. He could feel the bones beneath his skin. but he endured the pain stoically. He neither cried nor complained. He simply persisted with his routine, his resolve unbending. As time passed, his arm grew weaker and the pain intensified. It reached a point where even a slight movement of his hand caused intense discomfort. But he didn't back down. He kept his hand raised, surrendering his physical and mental faculties to his chosen path. The transformation at first. The change in his arm was gradual. He noticed that he couldn't lower his hand as easily as before. It was as if an invisible force was holding it up. Then came the numbness. The fingers of his right hand lost their sensitivity, followed by the rest of the arm. The pain continued, but it was a different kind now. It was dull and constant, like a dark cloud hanging over him. Despite the torment, Sadhu Amar Bharati continued his routine. His body reacted to the lack of movement by shutting down. The muscles wasted away, the bones became prominent, and his hand took on a skeletal appearance. Yet he persisted. His willpower was strong, fueled by his devotion and desire to connect with the divine. Today, his right arm is withered and frozen in place. It's not just a dead limb. It's a testament to his dedication and faith. Now he can no longer lower his hand. Not even if he wanted to. If he tries to move it, he feels terrible pain. The nerves have died and the bones have fused together, locking his arm in an eternal upward position. His hand, which was once flexible and expressive, is now stiff and lifeless, eternally reaching towards the heavens. It's been 40 years since he raised his hand, and he shows no signs of stopping. His devotion knows no bounds, and his spirit remains unbroken. Among sadhus, his act has earned him respect and curiosity among other Hindu ascetics, known as Sadhu. Some see him as an inspiration, a man who dedicated his life to his faith. Others question his methods, wondering why he subjected himself to such pain. But Sadhu Amar Bharati doesn't seek understanding. He lives for his own truth. There are other sadhus who have followed in his footsteps. They too raise their arms or stand for years, enduring immense physical strain. But Amar Bharati remains the original. His act is unique, a solitary pursuit of the divine in the shadow of the Himalayas. Science and spirit medicine today, doctors try to understand his condition, but no one has been able to explain it fully. They talk about atrophy, nerve loss, and voluntary paralysis, but they can't comprehend the spiritual aspect of it. To them, it's a medical marvel. To believers, it's a miracle. Sadhu Amar Bharati is a rare example of what the human body can endure. He's a living testament to the power of the mind and spirit. While modern science may marvel at his endurance, it can't explain the why of it. Why would a man willingly subject himself to such pain and isolation? The answer lies beyond the realm of scientific inquiry, in the depths of faith and devotion. He doesn't do it for fame or recognition. He doesn't need money or material possessions. All he needs is his faith and his daily dose of sunlight and rainwater. He doesn't ask why. He just does. He understands that his hand, which was once a tool of action, is now a conduit of faith. It's a bridge between his physical self and his spiritual aspirations. He stands tall despite his withered arm, a symbol of resilience and determination. He doesn't complain or feel sorry for himself. He simply accepts his fate and moves on. He's not attached to outcomes, only to his practice. The arm that never gave up. 40 years, 14,600 days, 350,000 hours. How many of us can go for a cup of tea without sitting down? This man has sat without complaint for 4 decades. One man, one vow, one silent message to the world. Faith doesn't always move mountains. Sometimes it just refuses to lower a hand The setting sun paints the Himalayan peaks in hues of orange and purple. Against this backdrop stands Sadhu Amar Bharati, his silhouette a testament to his unwavering devotion. His hand, raised since 1973, seems to touch the sky. It's a beacon of hope for some, a mystery to others, and a prayer that echoes in the silence of the mountains. He didn't speak, but his gesture became a prayer the world could see.